Hey everyone, welcome to the DH Pickleball Show. My name is Mike Behrens. On this show, we sit down with my good buddy David Henry and talk about his pickleball journey and his path to becoming hopefully a senior pro. He's working really hard to get there, and so he shares some of the tips and insights that he does to optimize the performance on the court, on the pickleball court. And what he does is training, all the kinds of tips and tricks and stuff to help give some insight there. And like we're going to do in this episode, he shares some results of how he is achieving that goal of becoming a pickleball pro. So, David, welcome to the show. How are you, buddy? Good to talk to you.
Yeah. Good to see you. I'm doing very well. Another pretty good month, so I'm excited to dive in and talk about it today.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm pumped to find out a little more detail because we haven't actually talked about it, but I obviously follow you on Instagram, so I have seen some of the success, which for everybody watching and listening, if you haven't followed David on Instagram yet, do it because you get an advance notice on some of the results that happen. So it's just at DH Pickleball. Give him a follow. He's putting out some pretty good content there as well. So, all right, so let's talk about the episode, and let's talk about, this is episode 9. We're going to do an August results update. But before we do that, you gave me a note that you have updated your swing weight on your paddle because we talked in previous episode about some tendonitis and you were having some pain. So let me know what's going on with the swing weight.
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out playing with the swing weight of about 129, 130, which is a pretty high swing weight. And the performance was great, as we've talked about, hitting those heavy drives with that much mass, just powering through the ball and coming over it. The performance was great. But yeah, really took a toll on my arm. I mean, still wearing some KT tape around, but really took a toll on my arm. And so what I realized that we've talked about before, my chiropractor was helping me maintain it, but then I'd go back on the court with that high swing weight paddle and I'd just stress my arm out again. And then she'd help me and then I'd stress out. So I was losing the battle. Like it was just kind of a vicious cycle. And so I decided with her encouragement to lower the swing weight a decent amount. And so I lowered it from about 129 to 130. I took it down. Let me think. I think I took it to 125. Yeah, I took it to 125, which, it's a decent reduction swing weight. Felt really good. Arm was feeling amazing. I thought that was the sweet spot for where I wanted to have my swing weight. But I noticed just a little bit less power, a little bit less pop on the ball. Again, very, very slight, but I'm pretty in tune with things like that. And so I noticed that and I just didn't like it. But at the same time, I knew I couldn't go back to a much higher swing weight. So I just inched it up. So I basically added like a half a gram here and a half a gram here of weight.
Okay.
And it took it up to about 126, 127.
Okay.
And knock on wood, that hopefully is my sweet spot because I really do like it because it is giving me just a little bit more power on my shots, a lot of more mass coming through the ball. But knock on wood, my arm still is feeling pretty good. So yeah, I just wanted to update you and whoever's watching this on that because I know we've talked about swing weight a lot in previous episodes, and so yeah, just kind of given the lowdown on, what I've done to make some adjustments and kind of, where I'm at now. And again, hopefully that's the sweet spot where I can stay at that level for quite a while.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, so how long have you had that sweet, how long did you play with it at 125? And then how long have you been playing with it at 127 now?
Yeah, I mean, I probably played with it at 125 for at least a month or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I would say probably about another month now that I've been back where I've taken it up a little bit to that 126, 127 range.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I think, knock on wood, I think it's enough time that, I've made a pretty informed decision and hit that hopefully sweet spot.
Cool. All right. So, all right. So then for the last month, pretty much the whole month of August, you've been playing with the 127. So that's a nice little segue into talking about August.
Sure.
We definitely talked about in July, you had started your ladder league and you were not thrilled about your placement at the beginning of it. So let's talk about that and where you're at with the ladder league right now and how that's progressed into August.
Yeah. So yeah, where I started was 30th, and again, I mean, it's fine. It was a good challenge for me,
Sure.
to say, hey, I didn't think I was 30th at all in this league of 60, 30th out of 60. I didn't think I was there, but let's put it to the test and see where it goes. So yeah, so after 5 weeks, and this is what we talked about in the July update, I had moved from 30th to 12th. And that's where we left it off. So I had 1 week left of my summer league, and then I was playing the fall league as well. So 12th after 5 weeks. So then week 6, that means I started as 12th. With the way of people opting in and things to the league that night, I ended up being the 4th seed on court 2, and I went 2-2, and I finished 4th. And so I actually dropped 1 spot to 13th. So, the algorithm was expecting me to finish 4th on that court. I did finish 4th. So it didn't punish me too badly, but it punished me by dropping 1 spot. So then we moved to the fall league starting. And not all the same people play. So even though I finished 13th in the summer league, I started the fall league at 11th.
Okay.
So based on the summer league, and then again, some people probably not opting in for the fall league. So I started at 11th. So in week 1, 11th, that put me as the 4th seed on court 2. I went 2-2, but due to point differential, I finished 2nd on the court. So it was expecting me to finish 4th on the court. I finished 2nd on the court, so it jumped me to 5th.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So
we'll take that.
I was pleased. So then week 2, I'm starting as 5th. So that put me as the 5th seed on court 1. So that was the first time I'd made it to court 1. So I worked my way up all the way to court 1. And so I was the 5th seed on court 1. I went 2-2 again that night, but I finished 3rd on the court. So it was expecting me to be 5th. I finished 3rd. So I moved up to 3rd in the ladder league. And then and then week 3, which was 2 weeks ago, we didn't have it this past Monday because of Labor Day. But on week 3, so I started as 3rd. That put me the 3rd seed on court 1. I went 3-1 that night, and I finished 2nd on the court. So it moved me up to 2nd. So that's where I sit right. Yeah. So that's where I sit right now, is at 2nd. Would love to take that top spot. So.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. And is it generally the same? I mean, not everybody that came from the summer league into the fall league, but it generally the same people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's a few that didn't play, and probably a few that are playing fall that weren't in summer. But for the most part, same people. So yeah, I'm really thrilled about it. Really thrilled about it. And like I said, awesome. I knew at the beginning I wasn't 30th, but so I'm glad I proved it to myself.
Put your money where your mouth is, apparently.
For sure.
That's great, man. That's awesome. Okay, so how many weeks do you have left of the fall league?
I think it's a 6-week league, so I think 3.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well,
so basically, there's this guy named Doug Ross. Doug's a really good player. He's been sitting at number 1 spot the past couple weeks. Last week when I finished 2nd on the court, he finished 1st, so he held his 1 spot. So we'll see if I can knock him off. I mean, who knows? I could lay an egg. And by the end of this thing be back down around 12, but hopefully not.
Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Let's hope you can take Doug down.
He's a really nice guy, so it's tough. We probably shouldn't be
it's competition, David.
It is for sure.
Oh, that's great. That's cool, man. That's very cool. Well, we'll have to anxiously await the September results to see how that happened, which again, if you follow David on Instagram, you'll probably get a heads up about this before October. So
that is true.
Okay. So that's the ladder league. That's obviously going very well. We're very happy about that.
Yes,
what
sir.
about any other tournaments and stuff? Did you play in any other tournaments in August?
I did. So I played 1 at the beginning of August, and then 1 just at the end of August that just wrapped up.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the one at the beginning?
Yeah. So the one at the beginning, it was the Middletown Pickleball Association. That's my home court. That's where I play the ladder league.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Hosted that tournament, and it was an entire 50+ tournament. So for men's doubles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, and the various skill levels, everything was 50+. But there were still hundreds of people. I mean, it's just a hotbed of pickleball down there at these Middletown courts, and so had a great turnout for the MPA tournament. So that was one that I mentioned, I think, on the last time we talked, that I was playing with my friend and neighbor Mark, and great guy, great player. He's only been playing since like April, and so he wanted to play 3-5. So we've talked in previous that I'm quitting playing the 3-5s and playing 4-0s, going forward. But Mark wanted to play 3-5, and that's where he belonged, being so new. He's got a really high ceiling. I think he's gonna continue to improve. But like I said, he's fairly new to the game, so I didn't know what to expect at all from the tournament. I mean, I thought we could do really well. I thought we could be out because there's a double elimination bracket, that format for that tournament. So I thought, well, we could be out after our first two. Who knows? So there were 16 teams. So we started out at the round of 16, and so Mark and I rolled through that match, one and two pretty easy sets. So then that put us into the quarterfinals, and in the quarterfinals of the winners bracket, we played a real tough team. They actually ended up winning the whole thing, so we'll circle back to that. But in the quarterfinals, Mark and I rolled them in 2 straight sets. So we're sitting there at 2-0.
Nice.
And then make it to the semis of the winners bracket, and we didn't roll the guys. It was tough, but we won. So we're pleasantly surprised. We were sitting at 3-0 in the winners bracket final, and that guaranteed us a medal. But even when we dropped down, it guaranteed us at least bronze by making it to the winners bracket final. And what happened there is we lost in 2 straight games in the winners bracket final. First one, I don't remember the score, but it was close, but we lost that one. Second one, I want, because we were playing games to 11, 2 games to 11 in the winners bracket. I want to say we were up 9-2 in that one. And we were serving, and I had an overhead that I should have put away, and I missed it. I missed it just wide. And they ran us from that time on. I think they came back and won 12-10. So it's just like, man, that one shot, just gotta stay focused, and just missing that one shot hurt us, because if I put that overhead away, all of a sudden we're up 10-2 serving for it.
Yeah.
We let them back in. So anyway, so we lost that. Yeah. So we dropped down into the losers bracket final. So they moved on to win the winners bracket. We dropped down to the losers bracket final. So then we have to wait for a little bit for the losers bracket to play out, for other teams to get to us. And so then in the losers bracket final, which is the gold silver match. So bronze silver match. Loser gets bronze, winner goes on to play for gold or silver. So it's really the bronze medal match. And so we played that team that we had beat in the second round in the quarterfinals. We had rolled them. We played them again, and they got the best of us. And they ended up going on to win it. So kudos to them for losing in the second round and then fighting their way all the way back, to take the overall gold medal. It was great, and I was really pleasantly surprised with the results, because like I said, I didn't know what to expect. Mark he played well all day, but then in that bronze medal match, he was just gassed. Got it. I mean, I was, and I'm in better shape than him, because again, he just started playing in April, and he wasn't too active prior to then. So he's in that phase right now where he's, building up his strength and endurance, and and so it was a hot day. Like, I wear that MyZone belt to track my heart rate and things, and the 2 highest zones are yellow and red when you're really anaerobic, and I was yellow pretty much all day with a lot of peaks of red, because we were playing hard and it was a hot day. So yeah, I was gassed, and then when I'm gassed, I knew Mark was gassed, and so
Sure.
that one didn't go too well, but we really had a good time with it, and I had to tease him a little bit though because um when we were 3-0, he and I were both. I was wearing a white X Endurance shirt. He had another white T-shirt on. So we're 3-0 wearing those white shirts, and then after we go 3-0, he changed out shirts, and then I'm like, well, I know, I know, and
You can't do that.
I'm like, well, my shirt's really wet too, so I changed out my shirt, and then from the time of the shirt change, we went 0-2.
You dummies. Have you never played sports before? You can't do that.
Tell me about it. And
shoot.
To quote Michael Scott from The Office, I'm not really superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. And so I that one came back to burn me. And Mark and I just played another tournament together in the first weekend of September. So we won't talk about that yet, but
sure.
we made a deal going in that we weren't changing shirts until the end of the tournament.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
But again, bronze medal with a guy who's not been playing too long and didn't know what to expect. I was super pleased.
Sure. No, that's awesome. Okay, how did that partnership come about? Did you reach out to Mark? Mark reach out to you? Just
he reached out to me. We
partner.
Yeah, we've been neighbors and friends for years, and he just reached out to me this past winter when he started playing pickleball. Said, hey, I want to start playing. So then we've been playing some together here and there. Never played a tournament together, but he just asked. He's like, I really want to play a tournament. Can you carve out a tournament? Because I play a lot of them with Andy that we've talked about. Mark's like, can you carve one out for me? So we did that one. Well, actually, I'm sorry. The one that we played in September was the one that I carved out for Mark that we just finished that we'll talk about later. This one that we played where I just took the bronze with Mark, I was actually partnered with Andy, and Andy had to drop out he had a company he was doing some consulting work was hosting another tournament, so he was kind of obligated to be in that one. But I still wanted to be in this one, so he dropped out and I picked up Mark. So that's how it came.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
Very cool. All right. So beginning of August went well until you changed your shirt, and then it kind of just tanked.
Dumbass
yeah,
move.
Right. So you ended up third?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, third at a 16 team. So it's a pretty decent size field. 16 is a fairly large field for tournaments that I play.
That's the first time you had played with Mark. So that's a pretty good showing for first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then end of August, you played in another tournament. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So that one was up north of here in St. Mary's, Ohio. And it was a little park. I think they have 4 dedicated pickleball courts. And then they had some tennis courts there as well that they had taped up with temporary nets. So we were able to use all those. And that was Andy and I that was going to be our first venture into 4-0. So we were playing men's 50 plus 4-0 in that tournament. And he lives about an hour south of me. And then I live about an hour and 10 minutes south of where this tournament was. So he was set to be here at 7:15 on Saturday morning. And I'm sitting out front on the front step waiting for him. I'm ready. And he calls me about 7:12 and says he's still down in Cincinnati by his house, that his car broke down. Like he pulled it. Yeah, he had pulled out of his house and drove about a mile, and then it came to a stop sign or whatever, and it just died on him, and he couldn't get it started. And so I think I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be here in 3 minutes and you're still 40 minutes away. Like, why are you just now calling me? But I think he was really thinking he could get it started. I think he was just trying everything possible, and time got away from him. So anyway, by the time he got it towed, and then drove to my house, we would have been way beyond the start time. So I had to text the organizers and say, hey, we're gonna have to forfeit default. We're not gonna make it. So I scratched that. But a few days prior to that, I got asked to play mixed doubles with a lady. So her partner had dropped out. And
Huh.
so she needed a partner. So I said, sure. I said, I'll already be up there in the morning for the men's doubles. So sure, I'll just stick around for the afternoon and play mixed doubles with this lady. And so that was going to be 3-5 is what they had signed. The lady was already signed up for. And so Andy and he finally got here. He got a rental car. He finally got here. And then we got on up to St. Mary's. And so I met the lady at the course. I never had even met her before. Her name is Cheryl Walters. And so we played together. And I'll just say it's just a bad luck day for Andy, though, because he obviously had the car problems and we had to forfeit the men's doubles. Well, then when we get up there, he was playing mixed with another lady that was there. She was partnering with Cheryl. So Cheryl, who I was playing with a lady named Rhonda. They were playing together in women's doubles. And then Andy was going to play mixed with Rhonda and I was playing with Cheryl. Well, in the women's gold medal match for women's doubles, Rhonda goes down and it turns out she ended up like she had plantar fasciitis or however you pronounce it.
Sure.
And so that tendon across the bottom of her foot snapped.
Oh no.
Yeah, so she was out down for the count. So not only did he have to forfeit men's doubles in the morning, then it looked like he was not going to get to play mixed doubles in the afternoon because his partner was out. And then there was some lady that was still there that agreed to play with Andy. So he ended up getting to play anyway. But that was a rough day for him.
Sure.
So anyway,
oh man.
But yeah. So what
a day.
Absolutely, man. Rough. But anyway, so then so Cheryl and I went on the court and started playing our first match, and we did really well. She was a real solid player. We got along well, and we ended up going. I think there were 6 teams in the tournament, and so it was round robin play at first, and then we were going to go into a double elimination bracket after round robin. There's a lot of pickleball, long format. But we went 4-1 in round robin play, and then that gave us the second seed going into the bracket because there were 3 teams in round robin that finished 4-1. Head to head is the next tiebreaker. So you look and say, well, but one team beat one team beat another, and the other team beat the other. So head to head didn't break the tie. So guess what it came down to?
What?
I've lost you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
So it came down to points.
Oh, got it. Okay.
As always. And so anyway, so we got the second seed going into the tournament, to the bracket. So that gave us a bye to the semifinals, and we won that match. So that put us in the winners bracket finals. We lost that match to a team that we rolled in the round robin, but they beat us then. That dropped us down to the bronze medal match again, and against the team that we lost to in the round robin. So we avenged that loss. So we got that, and we earned our way back to the gold silver match, and we just couldn't finish that one. So we ended up getting a silver medal there, finishing
sounds
second.
Like a fun,
so again,
day, though.
never met this lady before the day of the tournament. Never played with her. I was pleased with it. So it was good.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Very cool. Well, I mean, sounds like fun. So you ended up, what place did you end up then?
Second.
Hey.
Second.
That's a hell of a month there. You never played doubles with Mark, got third. Never played doubles with Cheryl, got second. You and Andy didn't get to play. That's a bummer, but you know.
yeah. So really pleased to get both of those medals, and then, like I said, to have moved up to second in the ladder league. Pleased.
Dude, that's awesome. That's very cool. If you had a preference between mixed doubles and regular doubles, which do you prefer? Do you care?
I don't really care. I mean, that's the first time I've ever played. I think it's the second time I've ever played mixed in a tournament. I just don't know that many female players that are playing at that level and wanting to play a lot of tournaments and stuff. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's pretty much the same game, Yeah. Regardless. So yeah, it was fun.
That's cool, man. Very, very cool. All right, so that's the tournaments. Covered the league. Let's talk about practice and drilling, because I know you were stepping that up a little bit. You found kind of a guy locally that you can do that with. So tell me how that's going and where you're at with that.
Yeah. So we've done 3 practice drill sessions, I think in August, and I think we just did one just the other night, which was September. So we've done 4 together total, but a guy's named Jeremy Campbell, real great player. And yeah, it's awesome. So we go down to the Pickle Lodge, which is a new facility about 35 minutes south of me in northern Cincinnati. And they've got 9 courts open now, but they're going to eventually have 17 indoor courts, and really nice, great facility. So yeah, we go there and we rent the court for 2 hours on a weeknight from 6 to 8. And Jeremy's awesome. He's an awesome player, but just an awesome guy and awesome at planning this. And so he reserves the courts, and he's got a hopper of balls, and he's got a little note sheet or whatever of the drills that we're going to do. I pretty much just have to show up and obey what he says, listen to him, do that. But yeah, it's really good. And, I can see it paying off already.
Cool.
Because like I said, I've told you before, I think the last time we talked about this, the tendency for most people with pickleball is just go play. You show up at the courts, and even if it's not a formal league or tournament, it's just rec play. You just show up and you just start playing with people, and you just play games, play games. And you, as an athlete, we talked before this show about you playing basketball in high school, and I know you've done professional wrestling and and volleyball. Volleyball inside now. Yeah, there's no replacement for live in-game reps. I mean, that experience, that's incredible. But there is also something to be said for just drilling as well. Yeah. And that's the piece that most people don't do in pickleball. That's the piece that I wasn't doing enough. I was taking lessons, as we've talked about, from Todd, drill sessions with Todd periodically, but not enough. And so, yeah, just a missing piece. And yeah, I've seen the benefits of it already after just four drilling sessions with Jeremy. And, and we're really, we've talked a lot about, in some previous episodes, about hitting heavy drives and how, hitting a forehand backhand drives are some of my favorite shots coming from tennis to hit. But really to be great in pickleball, you've got to have the soft game, the dinking ability to stay in a dink rally, or the fast hands at the net. And those are a lot. I mean, Jeremy and I don't work on drives too much. We do every once in a while, but we're really working about just precision and accuracy and consistency with the short game or the soft game and the fast hands at the kitchen line. And yeah, it's just stuff that I needed. And I love it. I love it. So yeah, so we're gonna continue to keep that up. He would do it twice a week if I could. Yeah. I struggle at times just going to a lot of my daughter's volleyball matches and playing in my league on Monday nights and things like that. I struggle to do it one time a week just with my schedule, but we've almost been doing it on a weekly basis. But so we're at least going to continue that. Maybe if I can at some point, in the winter, we'll up it to twice a week. But it's really fun and really beneficial.
That's cool. What's been the biggest I guess you said you're noticing a difference already from just the 4 sessions. What's the biggest thing you've noticed?
Yeah, just my consistency, really, and especially around the kitchen line with dink battles, to just stay in those longer, to just stay consistent, put pressure on my dinks, not try to rush it and speed up a shot. So, and we play a lot of games too. So we do drills, but then we turn the drills into games where we're earning points against each other. So we turn it into a little bit of a competition, and it's just teaching me a lot of patience. To just, a lot of time, coming from tennis, I tended to want to speed up the point quickly and end the point. And that doesn't always work in pickleball. And so I'm just learning to stay in the dink rallies longer and be patient. And then we do a lot of drills too, where he'll stand at the kitchen line and just hammer shots at me. And I'm kind of mid-court in no man's land and just working on defense. So he's just firing balls at me, and I'm just working on defense of resetting it back into the kitchen on his side and resetting it. And then I'll go to the kitchen line, he'll go to no man's land. I'll just hammer balls at him, and he'll work on his defense. And so, yeah, it's just, I can't say enough good things about it.
That's awesome. That's very cool to notice a difference after just 4 sessions. And I mean, I think what you said kind of resonated with me a little bit is most people just show up and just play. You know, you don't
Sure.
practice that much. So just a little bit of practice will amplify your game a ton. So I think, you know, that's a takeaway that somebody could take away from listening and hearing this and watching this right now is just practice a little bit, you know, don't just show up
Yeah.
and play. If you want to play at a high level, you know, like David,
Sure.
obviously you're trying to play at a high level. And so the practice is helping, and I'm glad it's paying off. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And it's great because, again, not only is it just helping me get better, but because most people aren't doing it, it's also distancing me. So it's helping,
Yeah.
you know, it's helping me take my game to that higher level when, you know, a lot of others aren't doing that.
Yeah. That's a great time to set yourself apart from the rest of the crowd. You know, that's awesome. Pretty soon you'll be playing higher than 4.0.
For sure. That's the goal. That is the goal.
Man. That's cool. So August has gone well for you. Are you going to continue? I mean, obviously you're probably going to continue these drilling sessions with Jeremy.
Yeah. So what is today when we're recording this? It is September 7th. So we're already into September. Yeah. So Jeremy and I have done one already this week in September. I think we only have one more on the calendar for the rest of September. And again, that I'm the limiting factor in that, just sure. My schedule. My schedule's too busy. But yeah, we'll definitely do more of those. And then, as I alluded to already when we're talking about Mark and the MPA tournament, he and I already did play one the first weekend of September, so I'll just keep that under wraps to the next episode, and we talk about results update. And then, other than that, for the rest of September, I'll just finish out that ladder league. So we've got three more sessions in that, and that's really it. I might do. There's late September coming up. I might do a. We had talked once before about a 3 strikes tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there's another one of those coming up in North Dayton that I might do at the end of September. I'm not signed up for yet, but we'll do that. And then, excuse me. Then in October, looking way ahead, I've already got 2 on the calendar for October. I think the one in the first weekend of October, and one in the last weekend of October. And I'm playing both of those with a new partner, Greg Justice, and really good player. I think next level. So yeah, so we're playing in both those tournaments that we're going to play in are 4-0 tournaments, and they're both open age. So I know that. So I really like Greg. He's a great player, and not, you know, I can't say enough good things about him as a guy and also just as a player. And so I'm excited to play with him, and I think he and I can really do well together in 4-0 or higher, 50 plus. But the 2 in October are open age, so we could be playing against some 20-year-olds too, you know. So we'll see how we do. But I'm really excited for that. And again, I'll still probably continue to play with Mark and Andy from time to time, just because they're good friends and good players. But Greg has the potential to be a much higher level, longer term partner. So we'll see how it works out. Yeah.
Dude, that's cool. So I'm assuming in Ohio in October, will those tournaments be inside or outside?
So the one in the, those are both indoors. October weather in Ohio, for the most part, is still good enough to play outside. But those are both indoors. So the first one is at a Lifetime Fitness in Cincinnati in the first week in October, and then the last weekend of October, that is at the Pickle Lodge where I drill with Jeremy. They're hosting their first tournament there. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, that's great. Very cool, man. So all right, so exciting couple months coming up for you. Probably don't have anything on the calendar for November yet, huh?
No, I don't. I do have one for December. Repeating that holiday tournament with Andy that we won gold in last year. We're gonna try to go repeat again, but at a higher level. But so do have one for December, but no, nothing for November yet.
That's awesome, man. Very cool. Okay, cool. All right. So as for this episode of the results, is there anything else that happened in August that you want to share and update us on?
No. I think other than a few open rec plays that I did that nobody would care about, I think that covers it.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great. All right. Well, okay. So August is good. You're making progress. You are having some success. You're on that path to getting that senior pro. Just got to keep going, keep drilling, keep practicing. And for September, I'm very excited to see how the drilling with Jeremy continues to pay off for you, because it sounds like it's going to be something that's really going to up your game a little bit. And that's exciting to hear about that.
It is. And I know we're getting ready to wrap up, but I'll just say one more thing on that too. Just an added benefit is, did we go hard for 2 straight hours? And I wear that MyZone belt. And again, I'm in a lot of green, a lot of yellow, and even some red zones while we're drilling. So not only is it great from just a skill building perspective,
sure,
it's great from a mental perspective for sure. Like, we really have to focus on these drills, but then it's also just good from a conditioning standpoint. So, it's really checking a lot of boxes for me.
Dude, that's great. That's perfect. Well, I would encourage you to keep doing those. I know you will, so I don't have to encourage you.
Yes, sir. I will.
That's good. That's good stuff. All right. Well, maybe in a future episode, you can share a little more detail of what one of those sessions looks like from a training perspective, because I'm curious about it,
Yeah. So, I think that'd be a great topic to break one of those down and talk about it.
All right, cool. If everybody watching and listening to that thinks that would be a great topic, let us know in the comments. I think that's a great thing for us. Some feedback. Let David know some feedback on what you think, what you like. Go back and check out some of our previous episodes talking about pickleball paddle customization. Definitely something that is pretty cool. We've got some episodes coming up that we've already recorded, talking a little bit more in depth about that as well. Very, very cool stuff to stay tuned for. So for that, and for this episode of the DH Pickleball Show, my name is Mike Behrens. This is David Henry. He is the man that we are following the journey of on the DH Pickleball Show. Always like, comment, subscribe. Please share this episode for anybody who's interested in pickleball, or anybody that just likes to hear stories, because David tells some pretty good stories and it's fun. So thank you for tuning in to this week's episode, and we will see you in the next episode. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.